visiting chef? Okay, here we go. Chef Abe Botello is the executive chef of West Coast Tavern in his hometown of San Diego. Any San Diego natives here? All right, me too. He comes from a family of culinary artists. His mother was a baker, and his parents owned a Mexican restaurant. So, by age 16, he was learning the family business in his father's kitchen. Chef Abe set out on his own culinary adventures by cooking for great eateries and opening fine restaurants around San Diego area. Today, he says that an offset spatula, spoon, and sturdy paring knife are his favorite tools, and creating flavorful, fun dishes with seasonal ingredients and inventive techniques are his passion. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me and give a warm welcome to Chef Abe Botello! Hi, Chef.
How are you doing?
How are you?
Thank you.
Chef Abe Botello, everyone!
How's everyone doing today? Good. You guys are excited as I am to be here on the happiest place on earth? Awesome. All right. So I'm Chef Abe Botello from San Diego. I'm the executive chef of West Coast Tavern in North Park. I just launched my own website, chefabotello.com. This is a platform where I could share recipes, techniques, just everything that I've gathered over the years, just kind of share with you guys. I know we tend to think that recipes can be a little bit overwhelming, frightening, so I break those recipes down for you guys just so that you guys can have that access to them. Today we're going to prepare a simple dish. My philosophy is keep it simple, delicious, and quick. I have a recipe. We're going to be making some crab cakes with a chipotle lime aioli and a citrus slaw. This is a recipe or a dish composed of, we have a crab cake lover over here.
We have a fan.
I have a fan. Any other crab cake lovers out there?
Crab cakes?
Awesome. Yes. All right, so this is a three-stage recipe dish. We're gonna start with our crab cakes. Jumbo lump crab cake. I love jumbo lump because it stays composed together. It's big chunks. You can also just buy shredded crab. Really important, when you start the crab, you want to pick through it just to make sure that there's no shells left behind. This is, again, my philosophy is to keep it simple. There's really, you put everything in a bowl, you mix it together. Crab cakes involve three important ingredients: your crab, breadcrumbs, and eggs. Those are your three primary ingredients. Those are going to create your binders. That's going to create the cake. This recipe is very simple, very versatile. From there, you could just take it in any direction you want. You can add peppers, onions, celery. In this case, I'll be using some bell peppers, some celery, some green onions, mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, lemon zest, lime. So like I said, three simple ingredients to create your crab cake: your crab, breadcrumbs, and eggs. From there, it's up to you to take it wherever you guys want to, in whatever direction you want. So we're going to go ahead and add, we have mayonnaise here. We have our crab in the bowl. We're going to go ahead and add our mayonnaise. We're going to add a little bit of Dijon mustard. If you guys don't have Dijon mustard, yellow mustard just works just as good. You just want to add that little tang. Actually, I'm going to scoot this way, right? All right, we have some celery here that I'm going to go ahead and dice for you guys. Some green onion.
You haven't even started and it already smells so good.
It smells so good up here. So just, you want to keep, when you chop your vegetables, you want to keep consistent cuts. That's going to help everything cook evenly. You just want to create a small dice. You're going to cut your celery into little strips. Just really, really small, very fine.
Can you guys see that out there?
Can you see it? Yes. All right, and then we're just going to go ahead and, this is small dice, and again, you want to keep them very small, very consistent, just so they cook evenly. So we're going to go ahead and add that to the bowl. I'm going to have my celery over here, ready to go. We have some green onions as well. We're just going to use the white part. We're going to cut the very front off. We're just going to, again, just keep them very consistent. We're going to add some bell peppers, add some chopped cilantro over here, red bell peppers, green onion. We have some garlic powder, some chili powder. Worcestershire sauce, just for a little bit of tang. And then, really important, 2 eggs. Again, crab cake, breadcrumbs, eggs, crab. You have your crab cake, and you just take it in any direction. You don't want to make the mistake I did the first time I made a crab cake. I forgot to put the eggs. When I cooked them, I just had crab mush. All right, cilantro, and then the breadcrumbs. We'll put cilantro here, breadcrumbs. And you want to save some breadcrumbs towards the end. Once we have the cake, we're just going to coat up in the breadcrumbs just as we create that crust. We use the breadcrumbs in the recipe to create that bind. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and mix that up.
Those are the most perfectly cut vegetables I have ever seen.
Very
And every
perfect.
single one is measured like perfectly.
Even cuts. All right. So once you have your mixture, you want to portion it in about 2 to 3 ounce portions. You could actually go however big or small you want. I've seen burger patty size 8-ounce ones. I've seen little ones. So you could just, if you love crab cakes, 10 ounces. All right. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and incorporate that nice and good. So we're going to go ahead and fire up a pan. What we're going to do is we're going to shallow fry these. You could bake them, you could deep fry them. We're going to do what's called a shallow fry. I have a pan here. We're going to add a little bit of oil. And we're just going to let that heat up. So. Okay. Alright, so we're just going to set this aside for a little bit, wait for the pan to heat up, and I'm going to demonstrate the chipotle aioli. So, an aioli is basically a garlic mayonnaise. It's native to Spain. All they did is just took eggs, oil, made a mayonnaise, added garlic, called it an aioli. So you guys can make this at home. You could either do it the traditional way, or you could just buy plain mayo, add garlic, and you have an aioli. What I'm doing to this aioli, I'm going to add chipotle, I'm going to add lime, some seasoning, and we're going to take it, we're going to take a plain garlic mayo, and we're going to take it a step up. We're going to enhance the mayonnaise. So here we have a mixing bowl. We have plain mayo. We're going to be working with plain mayonnaise.
And do you want it to be the full fat mayonnaise, or does it matter?
It doesn't really matter. If you guys want a different kind of mayo, then it works just as fine. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of garlic. This is what's going to make our plain mayo and aioli. We're going to add some cilantro. And we're going to add chipotle peppers. I really like chipotle peppers. Chipotle peppers are actually a smoked jalapeno. You see your green jalapenos at the store, those are underripe jalapenos, and then you see your red ones, those are ripe, and then you see chipotles, these are overripe. Instead of throwing them out, what we do, we smoke them, and then we marinate them in an adobo. The actual sauce that they are in is a tomato vinegar sauce. It's tomato paste, sugar, and some other spices. But chipotle is one of my favorite ingredients. You'll find this on my pantry every time. All right. We're going to add a little bit of lime juice. And we're going to go ahead and give that a little mix. And again, these recipes like this garlic aioli, you can take it in any direction. If you're making a barbecue or a barbecue sandwich, you can take barbecue sauce and throw it into the plain mayo. You have barbecue aioli. You can take an avocado and blend it in there. You have avocado aioli. Super easy and versatile recipes.
So aioli is basically just something mixed with mayonnaise.
Yes, garlic mayonnaise, and then just enhance it with your your favorite ingredients. Okay, so we're gonna see if our pan is hot. So again, we're gonna shallow pan fry our cakes. We're gonna use a little bit of canola oil. You guys can use olive oil, corn oil, whatever you guys have at home. So we're gonna add about 3 tablespoons of oil. Let's go with 4. We're gonna do a shallow fry. Okay, so this is nice and hot. We're gonna turn it down. You wanna work with medium to low heat. Okay. And you wanna make sure you use a high smoke point oil. A lot of people like to use butter to cook, but butter doesn't have a high smoke point. Butter consists of a little bit of milk, water, and the butter that'll burn and it'll ruin your dish. So you want to use canola oil or olive oil, something with a high smoke point. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and fire off some of our cakes. So our oil's really hot. And we're just gonna put them down.
That's the sound of goodness.
These are gonna cook for about 2 minutes per side, and then we could finish them in the oven, 350 degrees, for about 5 minutes. Okay, so while those cook, again, we're working with medium to low heat. Those are looking very good. We're gonna add a little bit of salt, pepper just to the top. Okay, so you want to make sure that the pan is really hot so they don't stick. If you start with a cold pan, cold oil, your crab cake will stick to the pan. As you can see, these guys are kind of floating around. Okay, so we have our aioli, we have our crab cakes fired. And we're looking at about 2 minutes per side, and then we're going to finish in the oven. Okay, maybe we'll do about 1.5 minutes per side. We're going to go ahead and turn them till they're nice and golden brown.
While those are cooking up, Chef, why don't you tell us a little bit about what inspires your recipes?
You know, I've came across some recipes that I even myself had difficulty with them. They're too intricate, too advanced, and I actually created a platform where I share recipes and I break them down for people so that they're more approachable. My audience is home cooks. I like to share these recipes and experiences that I've had in the past, and I make these recipes more approachable. For example, these crab cakes, you know, they're very basic. You know, you have your 3 ingredients, your crab, your breadcrumb, and your egg, and then you just take them in any direction that you desire. So my philosophy is keep it simple, delicious, you know, have fun with it. So we're gonna go ahead and throw these in the oven. These are gonna finish up. We're gonna throw them in for about 5 minutes, 350 degrees. So over here, we're going to go ahead and start our slaw. I use green and red cabbage. I like the color contrast with it. Red cabbage actually gets its color from a pigment called anthocyanin, which gives red onions their color, grapes their color, purple cauliflower. I don't know if any of you guys seen purple cauliflower. So it's from a pigment, and that's what gives this red cabbage. There's really no flavor difference. They both taste the same. Personally, I like the color contrast. It looks pretty on the plate, and that's why I use it. For this slaw, very simple recipe. We're gonna take a bowl, and we're gonna just mix everything in the bowl itself. So we're gonna go ahead and start with our cabbage. And with the cabbage, you could just go slice it very thinly thick. If you want to keep the crunch of the cabbage, you want to give it a thicker cut. If you want it to just kind of wilt and be soft, you could cut it thinner. I'm going to actually give it a little bit of a thicker cut just so it keeps that crunch. So we'll do a little bit of the red. A little bit of the green as well.
Do you have any cutting technique tips for us?
Take it slow. Don't speed up. I've done this many times. I still look at my cutting board. You don't want to get distracted and then off goes your fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Just stay focused. Also, when you're cutting, you want to do a rocking chop versus up and down. You want to just have that smooth rocking motion. So here we have our green and red cabbage. Number 3, we have lemon juice, orange juice, and lime juice. We're gonna go ahead and throw those in there. And again, like I mentioned, these are all simple recipes. If you prepare your ingredients ahead of time, if you're having a big party or whatever, you want to have your crab cakes already pre-portioned, you just fire them off. You know, your cabbage is cut, you have your oranges zested and lime juice. So I have an orange juice, and we're gonna go ahead and remove the zest from this. This is all flavor. There's one key note that I want to express. When you guys are zesting, you just want to remove the top layer. If you go under the zest, you're gonna reach the bitter area, the pith. That's no bueno. Really, really bitter. So be careful. Just hit the top. There's plenty of zest all around the orange. As you can see, I'm just going very, very lightly. Zest is really, really versatile too. If you want to enhance your honey, your tea, you just remove that zest. You can do peels, you can do the zest itself. I like to use it with honey. I like to infuse honey. So if I just take a little bit of juice, a little bit of zest, let it sit. You could do that with, you know, really anything. You could infuse flavor into anything. You could use olive oil. You take plain olive oil, you add a little bit of lemon juice, orange juice, some peels, let it sit in your pantry for a week, and then you have an infused olive oil. So we're gonna do the same thing with the lemon. And again, we're just going all around the top. We don't want to reach that bottom, otherwise it'll be very, very bitter. You don't want that. All right. And one more, we're gonna do a lime. Okay. And then this is a really fun technique that I learned. Sometimes I will cut my limes and I will just press them really hard and I get no juice. If you guys want to get the maximum juice out of your limes, just put it on your table, put all your body weight and just roll it. Roll it. What you're doing is you're just popping the little pockets of juice in there. So roll it, roll it, roll it. Once you cut it, you have all those pockets popped. And then, well, this one's not a juicy one. But if you get a juicy one and you do that technique, you roll it, you'll get all the juice out. It works with lemons, limes, oranges. We do the same thing to the orange. You just roll it on the table, press it, open up all those little pockets, slice it, and then there it is. Look at that. All right. So we have our red cabbage, our green cabbage. We have lemon juice, orange juice, lime juice, and the zest. Now we're gonna add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper here, chili powder, just mild chili powder, just a slight kick, some garlic powder, and then we have our cilantro. And again, this slaw, you could take it in any direction you want. You could add red onion, you could add carrot, like the traditional slaw. I did a citrus slaw thinking about the summer, the spring, those barbecues. And then we're gonna add a little bit of canola oil. You could use olive oil. I have extra virgin olive oil over here. And this is just gonna add that. It's just gonna take it a step up. A little bit of olive oil. We're gonna go ahead and toss. All right, that's looking very good here. Smells delicious too. I wish I could give you guys a try.
So do we. Now, is this something that we can find at your restaurant, or is this something you made
This is
special for
actually
us?
something that I created just for today. So if you guys want to find the recipe, I'll be posting the recipe on my website, chefabotello.com. I want you guys to visit the website so you guys can look at what I'm talking about, the videos, simple recipes, techniques. We're going to go ahead and pop out our crab cakes. These guys are ready. Oh yes, these are looking beautiful. All right. So we have our slaw, we have our crab cakes, and we have our chipotle lime aioli. Okay. Like I said, you guys can make a single portion, you can make small bites, whatever. If you guys are feeding a party, I think small bites are great. Put a little dollop of the aioli on top, a little bit of slaw, great for parties. Entrees for dinner, one big bite. So we're gonna go ahead and plate these up, platter style. We'll put some of the aioli in the bottom. Just like that. These are beautiful.
Oh, they smell so good. Your mouth is watering.
All right, so we want that golden brown sear on each side for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes max on medium to high heat. Pop them in the oven for about good 5-7 minutes. Our aioli, simple enhancement of plain mayo, garlic, chipotle, lime juice. And we're gonna go ahead and finish with our slaw. So you wanna get all those colors in there. Cilantro. And lemons, a little bit of lemon juices. Goes hand in hand, really, really good. Do a little squeeze on top. Finish off. Feet on the side. A little bit of cilantro. Alright, there we have it.
That
Crab
looks
cakes with a
amazing.
chipotle aioli and a citrus slaw.
Chef, do you mind if we take some questions from the audience?
Absolutely.
Great. All right, let's do some questions. While I'm making my way out down there, your mother was a baker,
Yes.
and do you bake?
It's not my forte, but I push myself to do it. I actually make all my desserts at the restaurant, and it's something that, I was inspired through my mother to kind of push myself. I'm more on the savory side, but I really like to challenge myself. I do a little bit of cake work, a little bit of chocolate work, and, I'm always up for the challenge.
Were there any secret tips that she taught you that you could share with us?
Baking it comes from the heart. You really have to, read the recipe. It's not like savory cooking where you could add on, do this, do that. You have to really follow the recipe. It's something that takes a lot of skill, patience, and a lot of love.
Yeah. All right, do you have any questions? Yes. What is the brand of the crab? The crab that you use. What's the brand?
It's Jumbo Lump.
Jumbo.
Jumbo Lump crab.
Okay. Any other questions? No, you can't have one. I don't think we're on. That's okay. Go ahead. Say again, the beginning. Are the chilies, are they dry, or are the chipotle chilies a dry version or are they a canned wet version?
These are actually the canned version. I know there's the dry version, but the canned version are the ones that are marinated, sitting in the adobo, that sauce. And you can actually use the sauce itself, which already has that nice heat level, or you could just blend the entire can of chipotle, which will give them maximum heat. But these are the canned version. Those are actually my favorite.
Okay, good. Any other questions? Yep. Here. I'm going to get awkwardly close to you so that my mic will pick you up a little bit.
Well, I just want to know, do you have to use substitutes garlic powder or use fresh?
So instead of the garlic powder that you used, could you use fresh garlic?
Yes, yeah. You can use fresh garlic or garlic powder. I use actually fresh garlic powder I use fresh garlics in the aioli, and I use garlic powder in the cake, but you could, make sure that you can use fresh in both.
Perfect. Chef, we got another one over here.
When you're making the aioli, what's the ratio of garlic to
When you're making the aioli, what is the ratio of garlic to mayonnaise?
I would do, if you're using, let's do 8 ounces of mayo to a tablespoon of garlic.
Okay.
Yeah, that will yield about 2 portions here. So
Okay.
1 cup, 8 ounces to a tablespoon.
Great. There.
So what kind of breadcrumbs are you using?
What kind of breadcrumbs were you using?
These are actually called panko breadcrumbs. These are Japanese breadcrumbs. I really like the panko because it's more uniform in size and it will give you a crispier texture.
Oh yeah, over here. Hi. Hi. Oh, good. What are your recommendations for people who like to experiment a lot in the kitchen?
Do it. Do it. Have the liberty to do it. Have fun with it. Like I said, savory cooking, you could, experiment with it. You could put on, take off, give it a shot. Just have fun with it. Keep it simple and just have fun with it. Savory cooking gives you that liberty to play with it versus baking, you have to be more precise. But by all means, just have fun with it. Go for it.
Great. Chef, we've got another one over here in the back. Oh, what kind of wine would you pair with those crab cakes?
With these crab cakes, I'm thinking nice hot summer afternoon. How about we go with a Pinot Grigio, Pinot Gris, maybe a Chablis, something like crisp.
Perfect. Any other
If
questions?
you want to do a red, we'll go with Pinot Noir or something.
So something light.
Yes.
Perfect. Hi.
Can you repeat your website again?
It's chefabotello.com, and it's the same for all the other social media. Chef Abe Botello.
Any other questions? Okay, one over here. Mary Poppins has a question. Hello, Mary. Hi.
What's your advice for young aspiring chefs?
Oh, good question. What is your advice for young aspiring chefs?
My advice for young aspiring chefs, have fun with it. I think when I first started, I was a little bit, scared, but if you just have fun with it, you put your heart and soul into the food that you're cooking, even if you're a home cook, if you're not doing it professionally, have fun with it. It gives me great sense of pride and accomplishment when I can share my love of food to other people. If you're a young aspiring chef, have fun.
Okay, here we have time for one more. One last question. So, chef, your father, so you grew up and your family had a Mexican restaurant, correct?
Correct. Yes.
So you learned everything from your father.
Yes.
Was there any advice that your father, I'm sure he gave you a lot of advice, but is there something that has really stuck with you?
Work hard. Work hard.
Yeah.
Hard work pays off. I remember working with him in the kitchen, and he will always be hassling at me. If I did something wrong, and I remember one time I defrosted a case of shrimp under hot water, thinking I was gonna melt the ice faster, but I ruined the case of shrimp, so he made me pay for it. And but just work hard for it. Hard work pays off.
Awesome. Well, Chef, this looks amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
coming.
having me, guys.
Everyone,
Thank
let's
you.
hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Abe Botello. Now, if you have any more questions or want to talk to Chef Abe about his website, he will be doing a meet and greet at our meet and greet location, so I highly recommend you guys go over there and check him out. You can learn more about Chef Abe at chefabotello.com. Now, thank you all for joining us for this culinary demonstration. We will be here through May 1st, so please come back. At 3:30 p.m., you can learn about herb gardening with Allison Franchi right behind you at the lifestyle stage, and be sure to return here 4:30 for the cooking demo with Chef Darren Finkel. Once again, let's hear it for Chef Abe Botello. Thank you, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us and enjoy the rest of your day at Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival.
Really zoom. Which camera? Yep.
Oh, you want my hands up?
Yeah. That stands out. I'll take a 2D shot also.